And we're back from our short break. Thanks again to our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the Hi Dude and Hi Dude podcast. I'm your host, Hi Dude45454.
And I'm your host, Hi Dude45454.
Good morning. How are you feeling today?
So earlier today...
It doesn't matter how you're feeling because we've got a special one for you now, folks. Continuing our coverage of the prestigious Olympic game Tic-Tac-Bow. Let's get our players in. Coming in at the 14th seed, we've got PRKxhidude45454 representing his home country of North Korea. What do we know about this player?
Well, Hi Dude, I hate to get political on the podcast, you know that, but I gotta say this one, North Korea is a pretty bad country.
Pretty bad country.
So, Hi Dude's story has to be one of the most unique coming into the competition. He was born and raised into a life of poverty, and here he is representing his country and motherland. What's at stake here, Hi Dude?
Well, Hi Dude, I have to say, making his country is the last thing on his mind right now. The first thing is probably his stomach. He has not eaten in, count 'em, 3 days.
Tragedy, that does sound like North Korea, alright?
And so right now for Hi Dude, everything is on the line, and I mean everything. If he makes it to Singapore and does his country proud, he wins an entire month's worth of rice rations, and more importantly, he and his family get to live another day. Even as we speak, there are soldiers waiting outside his door, monitoring every move. Simply incredible circumstances for the tournament.
That is astonishing, Hi Dude. Well, we are helpless ants unable to interfere with the complex geopolitical relations needed to free this man, so all we can say now is, does he have a chance?
He does, Hi Dude, just like every other competitor here, but it's a slim one. He's coming into this match as the heavy underdog. He can hit those 100 plus shots, but he averages only a 104 or a 105. That's simply not enough to match the level of top competitors.
Thanks for the analysis, Hi Dude. And speaking of top competitors,
coming in at the 3rd seed, it's Dchan. Little known fact, the D in Dchan stands for danger.
And danger he poses to Hi Dude alright. What does the Chan stand for, Hi Dude?
That is the stupidest question you could have asked, Hi Dude. Moving on, Dchan is everything Hi Dude wishes he could be. He's representing the United States, and as we all know, everything is big in America. Big houses, big freedom, and most importantly, big eating portions.
Yes, that's right. He could have not been a bigger contrast to Hi Dude. He doesn't have to play for rice rations. But unlike Hi Dude, he doesn't need to win. And if our information is correct, he's a killer.
You're right on that count, Hi Dude. Becoming the 3rd seed was no joke. Dchan shoots one of, if not the highest average scores in the entire field, being able to consistently hit those 107 pluses in his prime. That's going to be tough for Hi Dude to overcome.
That's not looking good for our underdog. But does Hi Dude have a chance?
He does, Hi Dude, but not a big one. Right now, it's about 5 in the morning for Dchan, and that means he's tired. He has the potential to slip. Now, if Hi Dude plays this right, he could end up causing a major upset.
Who are you betting to win, Hi Dude?
Well, we'll find out right now as we get into game 1. As you can see here, Dchan won the coin flip, so he's going to go first. And what arena are we going to play? Let's find out.
Okay, well, you can see the board is moving in an octagon shape, which means we're playing Arena 9, a risky and frankly stupid choice from Hi Dude, who admitted he hasn't practiced it until yesterday. But right now, Dchan is taking aim, and boom, a 109 in the corner. That's a huge score, showing Dchan is here to perform.
Hi Dude is going to go for the center now. Now he can't take that over. You can see him aim pretty quickly there, and there it is. That's a 105. Both players within their average ranges right now. Now is Dchan going to play it safe, or is he going to try and take that over?
Now Dchan is a patient and slightly safer player. That means he's going to pick his shots carefully, and that also means he's going to avoid takeovers in a lot of circumstances. So now if we wait, you see he's going to aim to that side, taking his time, and... oh, that's only a 102, and that's a pretty low shot, but that's fine. That's his second shot of the day, but now that means that Hi Dude can take that over, and is he?
I think he's going to, Hi Dude. Players at that level should be able to, and we see him lining up right now, and there it is, a 104. Again, in his range, and we push the board back to 70 meters. What's the play for Dchan here?
So Arena 9 has to be the arena that the players have practiced the least. They have experience with Arena 8 and in the qualifiers, but not 9. But even the 70-meter distance, Dchan has to know where to shoot. So we see him again waiting patiently, probably going to block. He's aiming, and slowly there it is, and yep, that's a 107 back within Dchan's range. He's been the better shooter, but Hi Dude still has the advantage. The question is, where does he want to go?
Now that it's at 70 meters, I think Hi Dude's going to take a little more time and just wait for that board to line up in the same direction as the wind. We can see that now. He's aiming, and Oh, that's what a horrible shot. Only a 47. What was he thinking?
Sometimes it happens, HyDude. Players just miscalculate the angle, and HyDude is no stranger to mistake. Dchan has to be thinking of taking that one over.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see him drawing for his preferred angle, and there's an easy takeover there, a 103. Not the highest of scores, but that's enough to push the board back to 80 meters to make the shot extra difficult for HyDude.
And now HyDude has to take over that 103 because Dchan has two possible 3-in-a-rows lined up, and he knows that. So we see him again waiting for that same angle as before, but the question is he going to make the same mistake twice? Now we're going to wait and find out as he lines up this shot, and it doesn't look like it. A big 106 on the board, and now the burden is back on Dchan to block or take over HyDude's shots. Which is it going to be? You see him now waiting patiently. He's going to use that same angle as before. That's the one he's most familiar with. Waiting until the board is just at the right place, and just waiting. And wow, he's going to try and take over HyDude's center. He shoots, and oh, and he only gets a 105. 1 point away from taking that shot, but 1 point is all that matters. And now HyDude has a free shot to secure that victory. He's going to wait and try and line up the perfect angle anyway, because that's what all the tic-tac-toe players do. We see him lining up now, and it's only 91. It doesn't matter. It's not a sign of things to come, and that means HyDude has won a big first match.
Absolutely unbelievable, and winning with Dchan going first as well. Now let's talk about that first match a little before moving on. What went right for HyDude and wrong for Dchan?
I think the key there had to be consistency. Dchan was shooting the higher shots, but HyDude was more consistently keeping up with his range, minus that one mistake, and that meant Dchan shooting a few lower shots just wasn't enough.
That's a good point, HyDude. So now PRKxhidude45454 is one step closer to making it to the next round, closer to freedom, closer to rice rations, and importantly, he's going to go first next round. Do you think he can go all the way?
That's up for him to decide, HyDude, and so let's find out now as game 2 begins. Again, HyDude is going to go first, and that's a big advantage. You can see there, 2 win to the right, and that means HyDude is going to wait, stalking the right shot like a fat man stalks his dinner.
Except HyDude won't have a dinner.
Shut up, HyDude. And he's going to keep waiting, skipping this angle, which is nice for an even better one, the straight. Although HyDude does tend to have a weakness on straights too. But here he goes, aims, fires, and it's a 105. Not the greatest of shots, but again, HyDude staying consistent within his range.
That's right, HyDude, but now it's Dchan's turn, and Arena 9 has got to be one of his best by far, so let's see what he's capable of. He's going to go quickly now. At that angle, he's going to aim, fire, and boom, it's a 106. Good shot from Dchan. Now 2 wins to the right means HyDude is probably going to wait a little bit. Wait for that direction to match the wind again. You can see him doing that now, waiting again. Aiming, and amazing, 108. That's got to be the highest HyDude has shot thus far. So now the burden is back on Dchan. Is he going to take over the 105 or go for the block? For the previous round, I think he's going to block it. You can see him waiting, even avoiding the straight line in favor of the one he shot in last turn. And very nice, a 107. That means HyDude will very likely have to shoot somewhere else in order to try again for that 3 in a row. So what's the plan for him now?
I think he's going to go for something like the middle right to force Dchan into an unfavorable block or takeover. Just like last time, he's going to wait for the favorable angle, waiting. Waiting, and oh, he thinks he can take over Dchan's 106 that he aims, and oh wow, another 106, but that's not going to be enough. A mistake from HyDude there. He has to try to set up 2 3 in a row, and he came so close, but so did Icarus. And surely now that means Dchan has to go for the upper right, setting up his own 3 in a row, waiting again, skipping that straight for his perfect angle. And he's aiming, and there you have it, a 107. Dchan is beginning to find his rhythm this game, and that's going to be a tough shot for HyDude to take over.
Now, importantly here, Hidude does not have to take over that one. He has the other 3 in a row of his he can make, but that's a tall order. He's only shot above a 107 once with a 108, but that means it's possible. So he's going to have to go all out in order to make that shot. Waiting for his preferred angle yet again. Waiting as the line goes down and then up and taking that shot, and oh, it's a 106. It's another 106, which is a good shot, but that's simply not enough to beat Dchan. And now Dchan has 2 possible free shots, so this should be a simple victory. We saw this last game, and even though it's a free shot, Dchan is going to take his sweet time lining up for a high score. What score is he going to get is the only question, and he's going for that middle right, and wow, another 108, well within his consistent range there, and I have to say, proving he deserved this victory with that one.
Another intense match, another close match, separated only by a few points. What can you tell us about it, Hidude?
Anything you can do, I can do better. That's what Dchan is telling Hidude with this victory. Even if Hidude is shooting for his dear life right now, Dchan can always shoot a few points higher, and that's all you need in order to take home the victory. Hidude may have won match 1 going second, but now it's Dchan who wins going second, and that's going to set up a 3rd round for all the marbles.
Then let's get this over with. Transitioning into game 3 here, let's find out who won the coin flip. Okay, so it looks like Dchan won, and he's going to be going first here. And if we wait for the arena, and it looks like it's going to be arena 9 again, so we're having a rematch of game 1. So the question is, can Dchan keep his consistency up? Can Hidude keep his consistency up? We're in for a thrilling game here, folks. As you can see here, Dchan being patient with it. Again, maybe waiting for the nerves to cool down before firing his first shot. Now, unlike Hidude, Dchan takes a lot of shots on the board, moving in the opposite direction for the win. So we can see him doing that right now. And that's a strong 106 in the center. Hidude's shot now, and he's going to want to have to take that quickly to match the board direction with a win. And he does so, and oh, that's only a 98. That's a horrible shot from Hidude.
Maybe in that moment he was distracted, wishing he was born in another country or losing concentration from starvation, but now is Dchan going to take over that shot? Let's find out. Again, he's gonna have to wait for that board heading in the opposite direction, and he aims, and while he gets it just barely, yet another game of a few points as he hits that 100, and maybe now Hidude is going to look to take that over.
He has to hide it, otherwise Van and his strategy guides would throw a fit. So he aims, and there it is, a 105, back to his normal average and taking over and pushing the board to 80 meters. Now what's the play for Dchan here? Surely he's going to go for the middle left or the upper middle and force Hidude into a difficult block or takeover. Is he going to aim in the same direction as the previous shot? Let's find out. No, he's going to wait for a little more, and he aims, and oh, that's a brilliant shot there from Dchan. Playing the 500 IQ mental games with Hidude, shooting the perfect 98 to throw Hidude off. He knows Hidude is thinking about his small existence on this planet and that it's only going to hinder his performance. And you just saw that he withdrew his shot, showing he's not confident, he's just waiting. He's not shooting. You can almost see behind the screen that Hidude is a broken man. He's going to wait in shock for the entire board to go around and try again, waiting for the direction to match the win. A very hard shot for Hidude to take over. And there he is, he's aiming, and oh, what a terrible choke from Hidude. Absolutely embarrassing performance from Hidude. They're only shooting a 90, but why? You can see there it's because he waited too late and the board already changed direction, so now that's gotta be it. Dchan is going to wait for that perfect shot again, even knowing he's won. And there it is, a 93, but it doesn't matter. Dchan, Danger Chan has won this best of 3, and that means Hidude is out.
I have to take a breath there. So the match has ended, and with it, Hidude's life. The authorities are dragging him and his family away as we speak, kicking and screaming, because as we all know, there's clearly no more chance for a comeback and a trip to Singapore in this tournament.
A truly unfortunate factor, Hidude, and something we didn't mention is that Hidude fathered 19, count them, 19 children for the motherland, and now they will never get to see their father smile again. He has failed as a parent, and now there will be no one putting food on their table anymore. Truly a modern tragedy. What do you make of this, Hidude?
Well, Hidude, tic-tac-toe is brutal. It's a game of kill or be killed, and like we said, Dchan is a cold-blooded killer. Forget about Hidude, his life doesn't matter anymore. Dchan is going to have to live the rest of his life knowing that he was an accomplice to murder. How is this going to change his outlook going into the further rounds of the tournament?
Hidude, I don't know why, but I have this feeling, and I'm willing to bet you and the audience $1 billion on this, that he's going to make it all the way to 3rd place and a trip to Singapore, and then all the way to 2nd place in the final tournament and have his face embedded as a sticker in the Tic-Tac-Toe official Discord server.
Bold and prophetic words from a bold and prophetic man, but we want to thank you for joining us this match. Again, I'm your host Hidude454.
And I'm your host Hidude454.
And stay tuned for future coverage of the championship knockouts after the break.